Welcome to the premiere episode of Nomads Unbound. We're thrilled to have you join us as our hosts, Sarah and Jake, dive into the game-changing world of apps for business travel. In this packed episode, they'll break down 40 must-have tools that simplify life on the road for digital nomads. From effortlessly managing expenses to seamlessly organizing bookings and supercharging productivity, these apps are set to transform your travel experience. Whether you're a seasoned globetrotter or just starting your nomadic journey, this episode is brimming with invaluable tips to streamline your adventures. Tune in to Nomads Unbound and discover how technology can revolutionize your approach to travel.
Prepping for a business trip, it's always a balancing act, isn't it? Packing, presentations, making sure we've got the best local coffee spot on speed dial.
Right.
But lately, I've been thinking a lot about the apps I rely on, the ones that turn a frantic scramble into, smooth takeoff.
Yeah.
And I was super excited when you sent over this article, 40 Best Apps for Business Travel. Talk about a timely deep dive.
It definitely caught my eye, too. 40 apps. 40!
I know, right?
That says a lot about, I think, how much we rely on technology even when we're on the move.
Oh, absolutely. And this list covers everything. Expense reports, booking flights, navigating a new city. They even had some unexpected categories I'm really excited to get into.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
But let's start with the one thing we all love to hate, the universal pain point expense report.
Oh, yes. The bane of every business traveler's existence, that post-trip scramble to wrangle receipts.
Oh, tell me about it. It's the worst kind of souvenir. But this article jumps right into some potential solutions, starting with Expensify. Have you used Expensify?
I have. And their OCR technology is a game changer.
Okay.
Remember that business dinner we had last month?
Yeah.
Receipt went straight into Expensify, and it pulled all the details. The date, the restaurant, it even automatically itemized the bill, saved me like an hour. A solid hour of tedious data entry.
Wow, that is impressive. No more hunting down faded receipts or trying to decipher scribbled notes weeks later. So for those of us who value our time and sanity, Expensify seems like a no-brainer. And $5 a month for a business plan, that's practically a steal if you travel, even semi-regularly.
It is. And if you're already deep in the Zoho world, the article highlights Zoho Expense as another really solid option. It's all about that ecosystem play. Oh,
I love that, especially for folks who just crave that seamless integration across the board. No need to jump between a million different platforms.
Right.
But what about our listeners who need something a little more, robust? Maybe they're juggling team expenses or multi-level approvals.
Yeah. The article calls out SAP Concur for those scenarios. It's definitely designed for bigger companies, more complex needs. Think custom approval workflows, detailed expense policies, that sort of thing.
Okay, so we're talking serious expense report firepower here.
Yeah. From
quick snap convenience to enterprise-grade solutions, it seems like there's something there for every type of traveler.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of this article, right? It recognizes that business travel, it's not one size fits all.
Yeah. And speaking of which, once those expense reports are filed, or better yet, automated away,
right,
it's time for the I guess the fun part, actually planning the trip.
Yes.
And that often starts with the great flight booking frenzy.
Ah, yes. The thrill of the hunt for the perfect itinerary, the agony of watching those prices fluctuate.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
But this article, it throws us a lifeline with not one, not two, but three flight booking apps worth checking out. The first one, Fleo, really caught my eye because it's not just about finding the cheapest flight. It's about the whole airport experience.
Right. It's like having a personal airport concierge right in your pocket.
Oh.
You can track your flights, navigate terminals, find deals on lounge access or grab-and-go snacks. Genius.
Yeah. Now that's just thinking outside the booking box.
Right.
I could totally see how valuable that would be, especially during a layover. But for sheer price comparison power, you can't beat a classic, right? Skyscanner.
Skyscanner. Yeah, agreed. We all know Skyscanner, but the article, they cleverly highlighted their price alert feature, which I think is pure gold for business travelers.
Okay.
Just imagine this. You input your travel dates, your budget, boom, Skyscanner alerts you the second those prices drop.
No more obsessive refreshing.
No.
Or second-guessing your booking time. That's what I call stress-free travel planning.
Precisely. And finally, we have the venerable Kayak.
Kayak, yeah.
Sure, it's a well-known name, but the article argues that it's evolved into much more than just a flight booking app. Think of it as a complete travel assistant, as they aptly put it.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more. What exactly does this travel assistant have up its sleeve? What sets it apart?
Well, for one, it's not just about flights anymore. Kayak now encompasses hotels, rental cars, you name it. They've even integrated restaurant reservations and activity bookings into the platform.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Talk about streamlining your entire trip from takeoff to touchdown and everything in between.
Everything. It really is. But, let's be real. Sometimes the real adventure begins once you've actually landed.
Yeah.
Navigating a new city, it can be exhilarating,
Right.
but it can also be, a little daunting.
Yeah.
Especially when you're on a tight schedule.
Yeah. Getting lost, wandering down some charming cobblestone street, that's one thing.
Right.
But being like disastrously late for that big meeting,
Yeah.
not a good look. Which is why I'm actually really curious about this next category, navigation apps. And the article, it goes beyond like the usual suspects here.
It does, and I'm excited to dig into that with you. First up, we have City Mapper, and let me tell you, this app has a cult following, and for good reason. It's like Google Maps, but on steroids, but with a laser focus on public transit.
Okay, I'm all ears. What makes their public transit info so special? Does it actually make those like next bus in 10 minutes or maybe 3 hours situations less painful?
It really does. It really does. City Mapper gives you like real-time updates, clear route maps, even alerts about disruptions or delays. Imagine this. You're in like a foreign city. You're trying to navigate the subway system during rush hour. City Mapper will not only tell you the fastest route, it'll tell you which car to stand in for, like the easiest transfer, even estimate the cost of your journey.
Okay, that is next level. No more frantic Google Translate sessions like trying to decipher like cryptic bus schedules.
Exactly.
I'm adding this to my home screen as we speak. What else have we got? What else is in the navigation lineup here?
Well, for those times when you are behind the wheel, the article recommends our old friend Waze.
Waze, yeah.
Their real-time traffic updates. Legendary for a reason. It's saved me from countless traffic jams and helped me discover some pretty ingenious shortcuts.
Oh, I'm with you there. Waze is like my secret weapon for navigating rush hour or just like those cities where the street signs seem to have a mind of their own.
Yes.
What about our listeners who are, venturing off the beaten path, maybe somewhere with like unreliable internet access?
Excellent point. That's where Maps.me swoops in to save the day.
Apps.me.
And remember those like old school paper maps?
Oh yeah.
Maps.me is like their cooler, more tech savvy cousin.
Okay.
You download the map you need before you go, and bam, you've got offline navigation, searchable points of interest, all without needing a single bar of service.
Okay, I'm officially nostalgic for like those family road trip days with a like giant fold-out map taking up like the entire car.
Mm-hmm.
This is way better. Offline access is a godsend, especially when you're trying to like avoid those international roaming charges. But this article it surprised me. They go way beyond the practical here, even into some unexpected categories.
You're right. I was also struck by like the breadth of this list.
Yeah.
It speaks to, I think, the ever evolving nature of business travel and how technology is kind of blurring the lines between work and leisure these days.
Yeah. And speaking of blurring lines, I have to admit, the dating apps for business travelers section, it caught me a little off guard, I'm not going to lie.
It's an intriguing addition, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it makes sense if you think about it. Business travel often takes us out of our comfort zones, exposes us to new people, new experiences.
Right.
Why not explore those possibilities, even on a romantic level?
That's a great point. So which apps made the cut in this somewhat unexpected category? Did they focus on any apps that have like features that are particularly useful for like their traveling professional?
They did. They highlighted a few key players, each with a unique angle.
Okay.
First up, we have Tinder. the reigning champion of swipe-based dating.
Right, right.
The article emphasizes its global reach, which makes sense for business travelers who might be, landing in a new city every week.
Right, Tinder. The passport to potential romance, no matter where your business takes you.
There you go.
I love it. What else?
Next up is Bumble.
Bumble, okay.
Which kind of flips the script.
Okay, yeah.
Puts women in the driver's seat.
Right.
The article calls out its women first approach, where ladies initiate the conversation, which can be refreshing, I think, especially in the sometimes overwhelming world of online dating.
Oh, for sure. Empowerment, even while traveling for work. What's not to love?
Right. And finally, for those who are looking for something a bit more, I don't know, substantial than a quick connection, the article suggests Hinge.
Sandwich, okay.
They position it as the app for, relationships, not just hookups, emphasizing, Hinge's focus on meaningful conversations and shared interests.
Interesting. So it's like they've got a dating app for every travel style and relationship goal. Who knew business trips could be so romantic?
One never knows what adventures await.
That's true. That is true.
But, while those romantic possibilities are exciting, sometimes, you just need to focus on understanding what the heck everyone around you is saying.
Oh, 100%. What good is a business deal if you accidentally agree to something you don't understand because of a language barrier?
Exactly.
That's where this next category comes in handy. Language learning apps.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of the recommendations stand out to you?
They highlighted a few popular choices that I think would resonate with our listeners.
Okay.
First up is Busuu, which caught my eye because of its focus on personalized learning.
They tailor the lessons to your individual goals and learning style, which is key when you're trying to, squeeze in language practice between meetings and presentations.
Personalized learning on the go. Music to a busy professional's ears.
I know, right?
But let's be real. Sometimes you need a little extra motivation to really stay engaged with language learning.
Absolutely. And that's where Duolingo comes in.
Duolingo. Right. Everybody knows Duolingo.
Right. The article, they talk about how Duolingo has really gamified language learning.
Right.
Making it fun, making it honestly addictive.
Yeah.
It's like a brain boosting puzzle game, but instead of earning points, you're earning fluency.
Right. Exactly.
Which is,
way better.
Way better. I love that. I love that. Speaking of brain power, the last language app they mentioned, Babbel, seems to have a more practical, I guess, business-oriented approach.
Exactly. Babbel, they focus on conversational skills.
Okay.
Specifically, those essential phrases you need for everyday interactions, ordering food, asking for directions, navigating those all-important business meetings.
Perfect for those who need to hit the ground running, linguistically speaking.
Oh.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
From banishing those expense report blues to maybe finding a potential date,
right,
or just ordering a coffee without a linguistic mishap. This list really has it all. Boy, there's one last category in this treasure trove of an article that I think deserves a shout out. Currency converters.
Ah, yes, those unsung heroes of international travel because nothing throws a wrench in a business deal faster than fumbling with exchange rates.
Oh my gosh, tell me about it. It's 2024. We shouldn't be relying on those tourist trap kiosks with outrageous fees or worse, trying to do mental math after a long flight. Mm-hmm. So which apps did they highlight for keeping our finances straight across borders?
Well, they recommended a couple of popular options, both free and highly rated. First up is Valuta, which is a lifesaver for those times when you're dealing with spotty internet access.
Offline functionality. That's what I'm talking about. I can already see myself using this one while I'm browsing. Those charming little markets where the Wi-Fi is, shall we say, less than reliable.
Exactly. Download the currencies you need before you go, and you're good to haggle like a pro.
I love it.
The other option they highlighted is XE currency, which has been a go-to for travelers for years.
XE currency, yeah. A classic for a reason, right? But what makes it stand out in such a crowded app landscape?
Well, besides its user-friendly interface and coverage of practically every global currency, the article highlights its historical data charts. So if you're the type who likes to like analyze, currency trends or time your exchanges for the most favorable rates, XE currency has got you covered.
Okay, I'm sold. Data nerds rejoice. It's funny. We often think of business travel as all about like, efficiency and productivity. But this article, with its focus on everything from seamless expense reporting to mastering public transit in a new city, even navigating the world of international dating, it really highlights like the human side of business travel.
I completely agree. It's a great reminder that business travel at its core, it's still travel.
Yeah.
It's about exploration, connection, and embracing those moments of discovery, both big and small.
So well said. So well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of business travel apps, we want to throw it back to you, dear listener. We've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
From the essential to the unexpected, but we're really just scratching the surface here.
Absolutely. This article is a fantastic springboard for optimizing your own travel experience.
Oh yeah.
So as you gear up for your next business trip, we encourage you to revisit this list. Maybe even use it as a conversation starter with colleagues,
Oh, I love that.
Because chances are they've got their own favorite travel apps and tips to share, and who knows, you might just discover a hidden gem that transforms the way you travel for work.
Yes, the perfect app is out there, and in the meantime, as you're navigating those bustling airports and exploring new cities, we'd love for you to ponder this. In a world where technology is increasingly intertwined with travel. How do we strike that balance between staying connected and truly immersing ourselves in the experience?
It's a question worth pondering.
It is. And on that note, we'll leave you to it. Safe travels and happy app hunting.
Yeah, happy travel.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Nomads Unbound. If you want more insider tips and inspiration for your digital nomad journey, don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. And remember, whenever you need a proof of onward flight or a ticket reservation for applying for a visa, head over to www.itineraryticket.com. It's your ticket to hassle-free travel. Until next time, my friends, stay unbound and free.